recording? Yes, okay. I'm gonna tell you something quite honest. I don't love the process. Now, it could be this process of creating a YouTube video. It could be the process of making some kind of art, music, whatever, working, etc. The process is something that I still haven't been able to crack the code on, and I think it's for one reason, and that's friction. Friction could exist in a lot of different ways, I think. In this particular scenario right now, filming a YouTube video, friction for me is a lot of different things. It's the things that I don't like to do. For example, setting up. So getting my gear from downstairs, bringing it upstairs, setting up a light, figuring out an outfit, doing my hair, shaving, yada yada. It could also be editing. I don't like editing. I do it for work, and then when I have to do it again for something like this, I feel like I'm just drained and it becomes a chore at that point. Now you might be thinking, well, it should be fun, you know, you're crafting like your own story, you're not doing it for work or for money, but that's just not it for me. It's not how my brain works. I find it tedious to watch myself talk over and over and over and try to craft a story. The other thing too is because I come from a film background, film, video, photo background, that I think I need things to be super polished, whether that be the way it sounds, the way it looks, the story, the writing, etc. And if it's not that, then I don't do it. You know, that's kind of a sign of perfectionism and the wanting for something to be perfect in the craft, and I want to let that go so bad. So bad. And so I tried to do that today. Instead of setting up a light, I'm by my window right now and I set up a diffuser and it's kind of softening my face. So that's one thing. The other thing is I'm not using a monitor. I'm just using my camera monitor right here. Audio is not attached to me. It's on the camera. So just little things to kind of make the process and the system a little bit easier. Yeah, I think it's things like that where you can get by, where things don't have to be absolutely perfect the way you see in your mind or the way that you do things on the job site, for example, for me, where it's still good and you can see yourself, you can hear yourself. So that's just one example of friction and trying to get by and figuring out a system to actually get started on something. And I think it's really just trying to set yourself up in the best way that you can and not overthink things. Do things that do the best you can with what you got, but you know, don't stress over it to the point where you're not doing anything, because that's what happens to me a lot. I have lots of ideas I haven't acted on just because I feel like they're not good enough, or because the idea of having to edit them is super daunting. What I will say is talking to a camera has gotten easier, mainly because I feel like I can actually imagine myself talking to you. Damn, it's gonna bother me with the light. That's another thing too, is this light right here is bothering me. But you know what? Fuck it, we ball. See, what else could friction be? It could be consuming, like you're doing right now, is watching this video. That could be getting in the way of you making something or taking care of something you need to. Friction just exists. I feel like there's almost no escaping it in every area, you know? We're gonna figure this out. All in all, this friction thing I feel like is really just the thief of joy and making things fun. Because there's so much pressure at the start that makes it heavy, and you just get off on the wrong foot, and it just makes things unenjoyable. So I'm trying to figure out this year, it's about trying to make things fun again. Trying to making art fun again. Making life fun again. Whatever that might look like for you, you know, I hope that things do get easy. And if it's not easy, I hope it gets fun. I hope that starting a process doesn't feel daunting because you're thinking about all the little things that you have to do to get to the end, to get to the finish line. Because that's how my brain works, and I hate it. And I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. So yeah, here is to getting rid of perfectionism. Here's to the old saying, done is better than perfect. You've probably heard a million times before. Here's to just making things and it not feeling like a chore. I don't want things to feel like a chore and to feel like work, because life should be fun. I'm actually having a great time right now. Oh my God, my eyes twitching. I've been having such bad eye allergies lately. The pollen outside is just really unbearable. Speaking of, I want to be outside more and enjoy the outside, and I haven't been able to because for the first time in my life, I have allergies, which is really just weird. You turn 30 years old and all of a sudden you have allergies. So I've been feeling it in my eye a lot. Nonetheless, I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna enjoy walking and enjoy hiking and taking my dog out. So the other thing is things that get in the way of that. For example, it's like I'm thinking about, I'm gonna get eye allergies, right? I'm gonna sweat. I'm gonna whatever that thing is. So here's to less friction, more joy, more starting the damn thing and getting through the process and crossing the finish line. Because your ideas and your work, your talent, your life should be out there and it's worth living. Just go out and have fun. Try not to overthink, because then nothing is gonna happen ever. And that's what I'm feeling. I feel like nothing has been happening for a while. I've just been focused on work, and that's fine. That's totally fine. But I also want to be focused on creating art and having a good time. So here's some more of that. I will see you again soon.